Welcome back to Explain the Charts, everyone. Today, September 18th, 2025, we're ripping into Intel Corporation, ticker symbol Intel, following some truly explosive news that has the market buzzing. We're going to cover not only the significant news events, but also delve into the candlestick charts across different time frames to give you a comprehensive picture of what's happening and what to expect. Let's start with the current events shaking INTC's valuation. Just 3 days ago, Intel made headlines by announcing a successful cost-cutting initiative and the sale of a majority stake in its Altera business to Silver Lake for $3.3 billion. This strategic divestiture was seen as a strong move towards financial discipline, and the market reacted positively, sending Intel shares up around 5% following the announcement. However, that positive momentum pales in comparison to today's stunner. Nvidia has announced a massive $5 billion investment in Intel's common stock as part of a comprehensive collaboration. This partnership aims to jointly develop custom data center and personal computing products, integrating Nvidia's AI capabilities with Intel's CPU technologies. The news sent Intel's stock soaring, reportedly up almost 30% in the futures market immediately after the announcement, with Nvidia acquiring shares at a purchase price of $23.28. This collaboration is strategically significant, not just for AI, but also for reducing geopolitical risks by diversifying semiconductor manufacturing away from TSMC in Taiwan, solidifying Intel's role in the US-based chip production. Interestingly, while Intel surged, Nvidia's stock saw a 3% drop in after-hours trading, attributed to new uncertainties over the AI trajectory despite beating earnings projections, highlighting the market's nuanced reaction to such deals. Now, let's bring up the daily chart for Intel to see how these monumental news events correlate with the price action over the past year or so. Looking at the broader picture, from May 2024, Intel was trading around the $30 to $32 range, but experienced a significant bearish reversal in early August 2024, plummeting to around $21 with exceptionally high volume. This marked a clear downturn, but since then, we've observed a gradual recovery, with the stock stair-stepping upwards amidst considerable volatility. A key support level emerged around $20.47 in early September 2025, following the U.S. government's $8.9 billion investment in Intel, which gave them a 9.9% equity stake. This level has acted as a robust foundation, reinforcing bullish sentiment. The recent 5% surge from the Altera news can be identified by looking at the candles from September 13th to September 16th, where the price climbed from around $24.08 to $25.27, accompanied by increased volume. This move pushed INTC close to its 52-week high of $27.39, established in February 2025. Today's Nvidia news, with its reported 30% futures surge, suggests a massive gap up at market open, potentially catapulting Intel well past its previous 52-week high, possibly into the $32 to $33 range. A truly significant breakout. Switching to the 1-hour chart, we can examine the more immediate price action leading up to these events. Here we can observe a period of consolidation in late August and early September 2025, with prices largely ranging between $23.70 and $24.90. This sideways movement was likely investors awaiting clearer catalysts. The significant upward move around September 15th, corresponding to the Altera stake sale news, is clearly visible here with strong hourly candles and rising volume. Notice how the price moved from approximately $24.21 at 12 o'clock Universal Time Coordinated on September 15th to $25.31 by 1930 Universal Time Coordinated, showing robust buying interest. The volume bars confirm this heightened activity, indicating strong conviction behind the move. This short-term rally established a new baseline of support in the mid-$24 to low-$25 range, a critical area for subsequent price action. Let's zoom even further into the 15-minute chart to capture the granular details of the Altera news impact. Focusing on September 15th, specifically between 1300 hours and 1500 hours Universal Time Coordinated, we see a rapid acceleration in price. The stock, which was hovering around $24.42, surged dramatically, breaching the $25 mark and reaching highs of $25.46 within a couple of hours. This sharp ascent, fueled by massive volume spikes, indicates that the cost-cutting and Altera divestiture news was perceived very positively by the market. The intensity of these 15-minute candles confirms a significant bullish reversal in the very short term, pushing past immediate resistance levels with ease. After this initial surge, the price briefly consolidated around the $24.90 to $25.20 area on the 15th and 16th of September, indicating that these levels might now act as newfound support. Now, let's discuss the reasons to be bullish or bearish on Intel given all this information. Bullish arguments are strong. Nvidia's $5 billion investment is a massive vote of confidence, signaling Intel's crucial role in the future of AI and data centers. This collaboration also strategically diversifies semiconductor production, a key geopolitical advantage. Furthermore, the Altera stake sale shows a renewed focus on financial discipline and operational efficiency. The prior $20.47 level, backed by government investment, provides a robust fundamental floor for the stock. If Intel can sustain above its prior 52-week high of $27.39, it suggests significant untapped growth potential in the long term. However, there are bearish considerations as well. Intel has historically been a highly volatile stock, prone to large swings. The inverse reaction of Nvidia, dropping 3% after its earnings despite Intel's news, could signal broader market concerns about the AI sector's trajectory or specific aspects of the deal. Also, despite recent gains, investors who bought $1,000 worth of Intel shares 5 years ago are still looking at an investment worth only about $500.64, indicating long-term underperformance. There's always the risk of a buy the rumor, sell the news event, where initial excitement could lead to profit-taking after the market open. When deciding when and what price to trade, several key levels demand attention for both short and long-term perspectives. In the immediate term, watch how Intel behaves around the $23.28 mark, which is Nvidia's purchase price. This should act as a very strong psychological and technical support if tested. A sustained hold above this level would reinforce extreme bullish sentiment. The prior 52-week high of $27.39 is now a critical resistance turn potential support level that the stock is poised to test or potentially blow past. If the stock gaps up significantly above $27.39 and consolidates there, it would confirm a powerful breakout. For traders looking for entries, observing the volume accompanying price movements is crucial. High volume on upward moves and lower volume on pullbacks indicates healthy accumulation. A short-term pullback to consolidate recent gains, potentially to the $25 to $26 range, could offer a buying opportunity if supported by strong fundamentals and positive news flow. Conversely, a break below $23.28 on high volume would signal a strong short-term bearish reversal, suggesting the initial enthusiasm has waned quickly. Long-term investors should assess if Intel's strategic shifts, like the Nvidia collaboration and foundry strategy, truly reshape its competitive landscape against giants like TSMC. The semiconductor sector's overall health and AI demand will also heavily influence INTC's trajectory, so keep an eye on broader market trends. Momentum indicators, which we haven't detailed today but are always important, could also provide further confirmation of trends or overbought/oversold conditions following such sharp moves. To recap, the immediate future for Intel is incredibly exciting. Key price levels to watch are the $23.28 mark, Nvidia's investment price, which is now a very important support. The $27.39 52-week high is the next major resistance and breakout target, and it's highly likely to be tested or surpassed given today's news. And don't forget the underlying government support around $20.47 as a longer-term floor. For unbiased predictions, it's highly likely Intel will see significant upward movement in the short term, possibly reaching the $30-$32 range. This prediction is reinforced if the market open sees sustained buying volume and the positive sentiment around AI and strategic partnerships continues. However, the possibility of a swift correction due to profit-taking or broader market jitters cannot be ignored, especially given the stock's inherent volatility. Look for strong follow-through buying or, conversely, heavy selling pressure on open to gauge market conviction. Monitor news regarding the Nvidia collaboration and any further updates on Intel's foundry strategy. The next few trading days will be critical in determining whether this is a sustained rally or a temporary euphoria. Thank you for joining Explain the Charts, and happy trading!